Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rants with Ray. My name is Raynice Mitchell, and I hope everyone is having an amazing day so far. I am on here kind of early today, just a little early, not too much. um, but as you can see by the title and the thumbnail, this is the last mile, the last lap before you cross the finish line. The last big leap before you cross over into the next season. You're in a moment of transition, a moment of decision where you have to choose to either continue to stay in the last cycle of the wilderness for 40 years, or you can decide to do what you gotta do to cross this last line. I meant to cross this last, to finish this last lap and cross the finish line. You have to do the last thing or the thing that God is urging you to do or convicting your spirit to do or to stop doing. So it's one or the other for whoever this video is for. Like you can see in the thumbnail, one person is crossing the finish line with a smile on his face. He's excited. And one is barely crossing. He about to fall out before he crosses. And God is saying for a lot of you, like some of you are the person that's like crossing the finish line all put together is the person that's in full obedience already. So some of you are already in full obedience with what God is asking you to do, and you're getting ready to cross the finish line, and you can feel it. Like, well, all of you can feel it. You can feel something is coming, that something big is about to happen, that you just feel in your spirit, like, okay, I don't know, like, or in your gut, something is about to happen. Like, you feel like you either need to prepare, or you feel like just something is about to happen. You don't know exactly what it is, but you can just feel it, right? So what God is saying is you have to prepare by getting in alignment. And by getting in alignment, that means in doing the last instruction that He gave you. That's who a lot of this video is for. And and the other person that's crossing the finish line, he looks like he's barely, like he about to fall out, right? Those are the people that are still like in the last cycle, in the last lap, and they're struggling with doing whatever God is calling them to do or to stop doing, whether it be a addiction, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job, whether it be whatever the last thing is that God told you to do. That's what you have to do in order to make it through this last lap. And something big is getting ready to happen, and the enemy wants to delay you. The enemy wants to, like, he wants you to miss this window of opportunity. That's literally why I had to get on here. Like, I was feeling it so heavy in my spirit to get on here and warn you all, because not out of fear, but out of a sense of urgency to get it together before this window of opportunity closes, and you got to wait around on the next one, because it ain't no telling when the next one might come around. Something big is getting ready to happen, and whoever you are, whoever reaches this message, you can feel it. You can feel something coming, and it's it's so close. That's why you feel it. You're already there. You just got to put the key inside the door, inside the lock, to be able to turn it and open the door. But if you don't put the if you're at the door and you never decide to put the key inside the door to unlock it, you won't walk through the door to make it on the other side. You're going to continue to be locked out if you don't decide to use the key. And God is saying He doesn't want you to miss this window of opportunity. And this is for me too. That's why I felt the urgency to get on here, because at first I thought this was just a word for myself, a message for me to get myself together because something is coming. But no, God was like, it's not just you out here struggling with different things to get in order, to get in alignment. This is for a lot of my people too, and I want you to make a message about it because I want everybody to make it through. I don't want anyone to miss out on their blessing. And this isn't a long message that's going to be drawn out where I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, but a message for you to get in order, to get in alignment, because your big opportunity, what you've been praying for, you are finally in alignment with that thing. You're finally at the door of that thing. And the way to access the key to unlock the door to be able to walk through to the other side is getting in full obedience, not 99.9%, none of that. You got to be in full obedience. It's so crazy because I was talking to my mom yesterday and I'm like, I can feel the blockages, but I can feel like it's divine blockage, meaning God isn't isn't allowing me. Well, I don't even want to say God isn't allowing me, but certain, well, yeah, it is that certain doors won't be accessed until I get in full obedience. While I'm in disobedience, it is allowing the enemy legal access to attack me and block me in certain ways. And God is saying it ain't about being in majority of obedience, and it's about being in full submission. And that is going to be the way to access the key to unlock the door. Whatever the last instruction God gave you, do that instruction, or start to move forward with doing it, because we are reaching a window of opportunity where you either gonna be ready or you ain't. And if you ain't ready, you're gonna miss it. God is going to use somebody else because you've had so many warnings. You had a lot of convictions. You've had a lot of urges that God has put in your spirit to either start the thing or stop doing the thing or quit the job or whatever it was. To step out on that leap of faith, to step out on not depending on your comfort, because a lot of us will choose our comfort over or obedience, or will choose familiarity over obedience, or will choose love over obedience, or whatever the thing is, substance over obedience, whatever it is. God is saying right now there's a window of opportunity that is so big, and He does not want you to miss it. So and that's the thing, that's how a lot of our ancestors or family members have gotten caught up or have gotten stuck in delay. It's because they keep getting stuck in the last lap before the breakthrough, and then they get frustrated, they become angry with God or bitter or resentful because they feel like I've done all this stuff and I haven't seen the fruition of my labor. I haven't seen any movement. What is this is a fraud. This isn't real. This isn't true. And it's like, no, it's not that. You weren't being honest and taking accountability. A lot of people weren't being honest and taking accountability about the last thing that God told them to do because they chose their comfort, they chose love, they chose substance, they chose something over what God was asking them to do, and they missed the window of opportunity. And it goes back to when you miss a window of opportunity because of your own disobedience, it's no telling when the next one will come around. For some, it may be 20 days, some 20 weeks, some 20 months, some 20 years. You don't know. So that's why it is important to take advantage of when God gives us instruction, because for one, God will give us grace, meaning time after time after time after time until it's like you done striked out. It ain't no more balls for you to pitch. And God is saying we at that moment where it's the last dime of the dime. So if you hearing this today, this is even for myself. We got to get in alignment by doing the last thing that God told us to do or to stop doing. And that's it. And we'll be able to cross over into the new season, cross over into the promised land of blessings, overflow, of abundance. And I had to be obedient and get on here. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I ain't even pray yet. All I did was thank God for waking me up this morning. And literally I had on a message by um Stephanie Ike Okafor. You guys should watch it, where she says something big is about to happen before July 5th. And it's like I felt it so strong even before I turned on the video, y'all. But even before I turned on the video, I felt, I've been saying it in my last few videos, something big is about to happen. And I know. So, real quick, this guy did want me to tell y'all, do a fast. Don't tell nobody when you're going to do the fast. Because I had said last week, or was it last? Yeah, last week, let's do a 7-day fast. Or either last week or the day before yesterday. But God was leading me to say, don't say specifically when we're going to start the fast, because what the enemy is doing is sending out monitoring spirits to listen out to when we're going to start the fast, to be able to delay us, to be able to put us in to tempt us into temptation of what we're struggling to tear away from, to cut ties with, to cut soul ties with, to completely let go of, because what worked in the last season is going to hinder you in the next. What worked in the last season is going to hinder you in the next. Literally, I say it all the time. Like, with the thing that I know that I'm struggling with, I literally was just saying to my mom, like, and at one point in my life, it used to work. It used to be a um what would I call it? It would help me in whatever I had going on. But now it's slowing me down. It doesn't have the same effect, because I vibrate higher than the thing that I want to continue to operate in. And it's like, do or die. What you gonna do? Either you're gonna get in alignment with what God said, or you're gonna keep walking in disobedience in what you want to do, because you're more comfortable with this, you feel more safe with this, when God is telling you to let that thing go. So I need you to make room for me, so I can give you something bigger, so I can give you something more. A lot of the times we be praying for new things and new blessings, but we don't even be willing to make room for it. And I know, yeah, a lot of people gonna hop off this live because I'm pulling edges, and I'm not condemning you, but Holy Spirit is convicting your spirit to get in alignment, because I couldn't even finish watching the video with the lady, because God was telling me get on here and tell everybody else, because it's like basically the race with the tortoise and the hare, right? Remember, the rabbit was way ahead of the tortoise, and I meant the turtle, and the rabbit was like, "I'm so fast and the turtle so slow. I'm about to take a nap, and um and relax, and then when I get up, I'm gonna go back and race and win, right?" And the rabbit ended up oversleeping. And the turtle was so close to the finish line, so the rabbit was running for dear life. He was running so fast. He had delayed and fell asleep, overslept. He had stopped to get something to eat. He was doing a bunch of stuff, but he had finally went to sleep and overslept. And then he got up and tried to run fast, and he was almost there, trying to reach the finish line before the turtle, even though the turtle was so slow compared to the rabbit. The turtle still passed the finish line before the rabbit could reach it. And the rabbit missed the window of opportunity, missed the opportunity to win, missed the opportunity to cross the finish line in enough time to be able to win the trophy. And all because he decided to delay, because he thought he had it in the bag, because he rather sit in familiar to sit in I meant familiarity and to sit in comfort. And God is saying, do not miss this blessing. Don't miss this opportunity because you rather sit in comfort, because you rather sit in familiarity, because you rather be surrounded by people and fake love. Don't allow what you feel like helped you, the habits of the last season that God is telling you to let go of now, to hinder you from the blessing, because you're right there. You're in the last lap, the last mile. You about to cross the finish line, but you got to do the last instruction that God gave you. You have to do it. It ain't no getting around it. Otherwise, your 40 days, your last lap is going to turn into 40 years. It's going to turn into, I don't want to say forever, because windows of opportunity come, but you don't know when it will decide to come, when you decide to delay it because of your own disobedience. So y'all, but the enemy was, God was telling me the enemy is sending out monitoring spirits. So do not tell anybody when you're gonna start your fast. Don't tell nobody you fasting. Just let them know you can't do it right now. Stop explaining yourself. No is a full sentence, and God is saying just start the fast this week. Before July 5th, start the fast. That's the best advice I could give y'all, because as soon as I said let's start the fast Monday, God was saying it's going to be the enemy is sending out a lot of attacks, and a lot of temptation to tempt people back into old habits, to tempt people back into old relationships, to tempt people back into old things. Since it knows you want to start a fast to break old generational cycles that have held yourself and other family members and ancestors up in the past. Because you breaking this, you crossing this finish line, excuse me, and you completing this last lap is not only going to set you free, but it's going to set your bloodline free. It's going to set your family free, your ancestors. It's going to set so many people free. It's going to cut the cycle to where your children and your children's children and your children's children's children won't have to go through the same things that you and some of your family has had to go through, because you decided to not many of us are called, but few of us are chosen, right? And by chosen, it means everyone is called, but few of us answer the call. And because you decided to answer the call, because you decided to pick up, follow through with the conversation, and complete the last lap, it's not only going to set you free, God is going to set your whole bloodline free. And the enemy does not want you to do this. This is why the fight has been so hard. But God is sending out this message to let people know you are right there. You're in the last lap, and that's why it's been so hard. That's why something so simple that the God has asked you to do, or the last instruction, is so simple, but it seems like it's so hard to do. Like, normally it seemed like you can move pretty quickly, but for this last instruction or step, it just seemed like it's as simple as it is. It just seemed like you have this strong, odd feeling of resistance, of not wanting to do it, and that is not a coincidence. That is the enemy sending out extra warfare to also um, put you in the direction of not doing what God asked you to do. So you already got your own disobedience, and the enemy sending out more. But God, when God gives out an instruction, He equips you with the strength to incomplete. When God gives you an instruction, He equips you with the complete strength to complete that instruction. When God gives you an instruction, He equips you with the strength to finish and complete that instruction. So none of us can make excuses and say it was too hard, because whatever God asking us to do or asking each individual to do, He equips you with the strength to be able to do that thing. So we can't try to play ourselves, play victim, or anything like that. And that was what I was telling my mom last night. I would be discrediting God and myself, cheating myself if I was to sit here on the phone with you and try to act like this is just spiritual warfare of why I'm experiencing certain things. No, I'm experiencing certain things because I am walking in disobedience and I have not done the last instruction. And it ain't that God is doing it. It's that my disobedience is allowing the enemy legal access into certain doorways because of my disobedience. And that goes the same for all of you. We have to stop playing this victim role where we aren't taking accountability, because spiritual law is going to be spiritual law whether you decide to take accountability or not. That's why you'll see people pray and go to church every Sunday and still ain't blessed, still broke, still struggling, still going through the same thing. Because there's more to it than just worshiping, than just praying, than just journaling. And I don't want to say it like just that, because those things are powerful tools to use. But you can be praying all day, going to church every Sunday and every Bible study Wednesday or whenever Bible study is now, for some of you, and you could be sacrificing and going to the Lord and helping as many people as you want. But if you ain't obedient to God, it don't matter what you do. You're not going to see too much movement past whatever the last thing He asked you to do that you ain't doing. You're not. You can cry all day, you can be sow all day, you can go to church every day and read your Bible every day and preach the gospel. But if you're not obedient, you're not going to move past a certain point. And that is just the truth of it, y'all. And God ain't asking for perfection. He's asking for you to get positioned. It's a difference, and that's what Stephanie says in her video. He's not asking for perfection, but for you to get positioned. And it's true. Like, He knows we're not perfect. He knows we're going to mess up. But what He's asking for is your true, genuine commitment, your true, genuine surrender, your full surrender, so you can cross the finish line and make it to this next level. Okay, y'all? So this was really good. This really has inspired and encouraged me. And you guys, make sure you go to God to pray and see when you should fast. But in my advice, as soon as possible. Because the fast, the obedience, what God is saying is the obedience is going to bring immediate transition. The obedience, when you decide to walk in obedience and fully surrender to God and what He's asking you to do, it's going to bring immediate transition. It's going to be immediate movement, speed to your situation, divine movement. Suddenly, things are going to happen. Soon as you step into obedience, y'all, that's what I'm hearing. And because we're already here. We're already in the final hour. We're already in the hour where the blessings are about to be released. They're released already. It's just being at the right place at the right time now. But in order to be at the right place at the right time, you got to be able to hear. And in order to be able to hear, you got to be in alignment. And in order to be in alignment, you got to be obedient with the directions and the instructions that God is giving you, so you can be in alignment to be at the right place at the right time. Okay? All right, y'all. I love y'all so much, and God loves you so much more. This was a really good message. I hope you guys enjoyed it and got some insight for it. Of course, take it back to God, take me back to God. And yeah, you guys, that is it for now. Um, that is it for now. Get in position. It's not about being perfect, but get in position by doing the last instruction that God gave you. Pray and ask God when you should start the fast. Um, but start it before July 5th. Start it before July 5th. As soon as possible, but definitely before July 5th. And all right, y'all. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.